So you can see that chain lightning immediately taking effect. It is really good. This is a 108. I'm in solo, in ventures. I'm going to get slapped. I'm struggling. Hello, I'm CammyG, and welcome back to our Fortnite Save the World Hero Guides. So, we are talking about Director Riggs. He is currently in the quest line to be got just by doing some simple quests in the Venture Zone. So definitely check him out if you haven't already. The quest line, I'm not sure if I still have it. No, I think I've done all of it, but it will show up here as Yar's Return, and you can see you go through, and then towards the end you'll get Director Riggs as a reward. So, how does he work? What sort of loadouts are going to be good? So let's go into the hero himself. So his perks are around the Going Constructor ability, a very powerful ability, and his perk allows you to extend its duration. So up to a maximum of 10 eliminations, the duration will be extended by either 1 or 2 seconds per elimination, depending on if he's your main hero or support. So personally, if you're ever going to use Going Constructor with any other constructor, I would advise putting him in support. But if he is your main, you will get 20 extra seconds on top of the usual 16. So as you can see in here, it says last 16 seconds for the Going Constructor. The cooldown is now 60 seconds too. It is usually 100 seconds, but we have Happy Holidays, Team Perk, which reduces cooldowns by 40%. Get Jilly Teacup in the collection book if you want this ability. Use a hero recruitment voucher to get her, or just wait until she comes around, I believe at Christmas time. Now, so there's 2 builds you can go with this. Obviously you can combine it many different ways, but what we've got here is more of a base build. So first up, not related to base, we have Hotwire. So he is going to make the nature chain link to 3 nearby enemies every time you strike the hammer. So it does more damage basically. It's super fun. Definitely recommend him as well as support anytime you use a Going Constructor ability. But then to focus more on the base side of things, we have increased building health, we have healing on the buildings, and then we have fully contained, so that reflects damage back to the enemies that are meleeing your structures affected by base. And then I finally just have Survivalist Jonesy for that survivalist part. So if you're very good at, getting meat and corn and all that stuff throughout the mission, if you're better at staying alive, obviously, or if you use traps for it, like the campfire, for example, you could definitely swap this out for another base perk, or maybe even for example, Black Knight Garridan, who increases the or decreases the cooldown of Going Constructor with hardware eliminations. But that brings me on to the second loadout. So this second loadout is more focused around the Going Constructor. So we don't really care about the base, maybe we're doing an encampments mission or an eliminate, survivors. So we don't need a base, really. So we've got a full hardware and Going Constructor loadout. So for the hardware, we have increased crit rating, we have damage, and then we have kinetic overload damage increased. Then we have Black Knight Garridan for the reduced cooldown. So this is going to mean that you have to use hardware outside of Going Constructor and you'll get it back faster. And then we once again have Hotwire. So and Happy Holidays once again. So one thing I forgot to mention on the base loadout is obviously you have stuff like supercharged traps, but increased damage of traps affected by base by 8.5%. But the thing about this is, if I go to see all stats and we go to trap damage, you can see trap damage here is 3,488%. Now if I switch to supercharged traps and then go back to that statistic, it is the same. I think it should have gone up, but basically, has it gone up? I don't know if it's gone up or not. But it's only stuff affected by base. So, but yeah, basically, how it works is that 3,488% will have 8.5 added onto it, which is a minuscule difference. It's going to go from 3,488 to 3,500 and something. It's really not going to make much of a difference. It's not multiplicative, so it's not going to increase by 10%. It just adds 10%. Hopefully that doesn't confuse people. But yeah, let's stick into a mission with the more damage loadout into an encampment or an eliminate, and let's show how this bad boy works. Alright, so we've got a nice wave of enemies over here. Let's go ahead and check this bad boy out. So you can see that chain lightning immediately taking effect. It is really good. This is a 108. I'm in solo, in ventures. I'm going to get slapped. I'm struggling. I landed on enemies, that's why. Apart from the smasher, which will be alright. Yeah, you can see that chain lightning taking care of a lot of the basic enemies. Survivalist Jones are going to help us out with a bit of the healing. And just look at how many enemies we've managed to take care of, though. In fact, do I have Survivalist Jonesy on this loadout? I might not do. So, I believe... I got it mixed up. I don't have Survivalist Jonesy on the loadout based around the ability. Let's get an impact in as well. A hardware, even. Let's get that in. So we can show the cooldown coming back a bit faster. So we'll use this once again. Now, I need to be careful and use my shield a bit more often because I don't have healing in. Obviously, if you're playing with teammates, they can definitely help you out. And if you're a bit more careful than I am, I just run in there a bit willy-nilly. As you can see, that chain lightning doing insane stuff. It's so good. It's so much fun as well. Like, this is what Save the World is meant to be, you know? Like, super fun with abilities. And then the other side of it is... Oh, the sort of trap tunnel side of it. Alright, I'm going to cancel this now. And then we're going to go over here and get some hardware eliminations. Now, I need to get my... Because you're not going to be able to see it. Hopefully you can see the... You see the line around the ability at the bottom left? Hopefully you see that jump up a bit when I get a hardware elimination. I'm not seeing it happen, though. I did on that one. I think if kinetic overload is the thing that eliminates the enemy, it doesn't count, which is kind of annoying. Might need to take that into consideration to potentially reduce maybe your impact of weapons or something, so that it's more the damage that eliminates. But honestly, I know I came in to show the sort of damage build with it, the more ability side, but in my opinion, I think Riggs is best used as that sort of base hybrid. So you just have hot wire in support for the chain, and then going Constructor is then way powerful enough to use in, you know, higher missions. Like, and it lasts 36 seconds from the minute cooldown. So once you've finished with it, if you get enough eliminations, you've only got 24 seconds left. You'll see in a second here. So you've got 24 seconds left. I'll see if I can reduce it down a bit again. You'll be able to see the actual numbers change this time. So you see it jump at the bottom left. Once again, jumps down like 2 numbers instead of just 1. If you get it with the actual damage, as I say. So that's another reason why I think you shouldn't use Black Knight Garridan. You know, the ability is very strong on its own right. It doesn't need any of the stuff. So what you can do nicely is combine it with, you know, your base loadout. Now, if you wanted to use him in, you know, like a mission like this, like Eliminate and Collect, or in an encampment mission, what I'd recommend doing is running Hotwire as your main hero. He is going to be a lot stronger, clearing out waves of enemies, and then put Riggs in as support. That is going to be great, great combo. But as I say, I think Riggs is a very, very strong commander for the Constructor loadout. When you're using base, I think it is really, really strong. And yeah, anytime you do a defense mission and you're going to play Constructor, I think you should play this. Unless it's a 160, in which case you might want to play, you know, increased building health, or Ice King to freeze smashers and such when they attack the base. But other than that, honestly, he's so much fun, and he has a strong base still, you know, if you use some of the supports for it. So yeah, there you go. That's Director Riggs. I know I said Professor Riggs then, I don't know who that is, but that's definitely not this guy. But yeah, I definitely recommend Survivalist Jonesy. As you can see, I am struggling to stay alive a little bit with some of these combat encounters. You know, you can definitely heal up before you go into it. I just kind of jumped in there without thinking, because I'm kind of stupid. And now I can heal, get my health back, or at least some of it. And there you go. That is Riggs. He is so much fun. If you stop by our streams, you'll know that we play him all the time. Anytime that we're doing a non-160 and we're doing a defense mission, I will play Riggs, you know, 9 times out of 10. He's so much fun. I honestly cannot recommend him enough. So yeah, get the quest line done, get him unlocked, and now you know how he works and what sort of loadouts he's good in. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. That is half of the reason for these. You know, the other half is to educate, so hopefully it did a bit of both. And please do let me know what you think in the comments. But hopefully I will see you in a stream or a future video or something. If not, well, I'll probably never see you again. But thank you so much for watching this video at least. And yeah, take care.